Hi everyone, I'm Lauren and I'm back again with another Disney movies and stuff watching project thingy review. And today I'm looking at something that I'm very late for Halloween on. I did watch it before Halloween, I swear, and just things got in the way. But what I watched was Mr. Boogedy from 1986. This is a very weird one. This is a direct-to-TV movie about a family who move into this spooky house, and oh no, it's haunted by Mr. Boogedy. And they learn about Mr. Boogedy, and they try and stop Mr. Boogedy. It's only, 46 minutes long or something? 45 minutes long, so it's really, really short. It was quite interesting? What? I'm really baffled about this. It's 45 minutes, but somehow it felt like an excruciatingly long film. The very first scene, I have a problem with it. It's not what makes this film really weird for me, but it doesn't put me on a good foot forward. It doesn't give a good first impression. There we go. So, they're moving into this spooky house. It sounds like they're moving from a small apartment type thing to their first house. And what's very, very strange is that nobody has seen the house before they move in. What? The kids obviously had no part in buying the house because, they're kids. There's two kids and a mother and father or whatever. The mother apparently hasn't had much input in this either because she goes, oh, okay. And then the father is the only one that seems to have any part with buying the house because he mentions how he knew that it was a fixer-upper, so it needs a lot of work. But even he hasn't seen the house before because he's like, oh yeah, this is indeed a fixer-upper, and they have to explore the house to see what rooms they have. So this was in the 80s. Do people in the 80s not look at the houses before? I feel like that's really important, because if they know that it's a fixer-upper, wouldn't that be a problem if there were certain things that needed to be fixed before they moved in that, could cause problems? Like, oh no, there's a bunch of holes in the floor. We don't want our kids to fall in. Oh wait, there's 3 kids, not 2. Forgot about 1, apparently. Or, hey, the plumbing doesn't work, so we can't get any water. That would be important. I just got really, really hung up on this. Did people in the 80s not look at their houses before buying? Was this a really, really cheap deal or something? They didn't mention anything like that. They're just like, yay, it's a house and it's a nice and quiet area, and they're gonna set up their joke shop, which is the business that the mom and dad run. And of course, those get brought up a lot in the film, and they're not very funny. Hey, here's your eggs, sister, whatever. It's a rubber egg. And they go, hee hee hee. That's not funny. It's not really funny watching other people get pranked by those kind of pranks. At least nobody gets hurt today pranks. Anyway, off tangent. When they move in, some creepy guy's like, hey, don't live here because Mr. Boogedy will get you. And they're like, okay. And he just goes off, not really explaining anything about Mr. Boogedy, just trying to be like, hey, Mr. Boogedy. As they live in the house, Mr. Boogedy does various pranks or whatever. I think it's trying to be, scary, maybe? But it doesn't come across as particularly scary. I know it's definitely made for kids, but, Goosebumps were also made for kids, and I feel like they often got pretty scary. This was just like, oh no, the kettle magically turned on. The toaster started toasting. Why is that light in the hallway green? Very scary. The kids all get very scared of it, and the mom and dad don't believe right away, of course, because Yeah. They don't believe until Mr. Boogedy makes their fake mummy puppet thingy dance around and the piano play or whatever, and like, ah, no, Mr. Boogedy. And the kids go off and learn about Mr. Boogedy with this really, really long storytelling segment, and it's the origin story for Mr. Boogedy. He's called Mr. Boogedy because he goes boogedy. Boogedy. That's what he says, and it's so dumb. Eventually they have a fight. They have a direct confrontation with Mr. Boogedy, who's not particularly that scary when you finally get to see him. And he has like a fight, I guess, with the family. And he's like, makes their hair stand up like static electricity and chases them around with this joke shop vac thing, like those big industrial vacuum cleaner type things. And they briefly shown this fake shop vac thing. What it does is it shoots not ping pong balls, but like wiffle balls. They're the white balls that are really, really light. And what it does is go, ooh, and it just, like, it doesn't hit with any sort of force. And they're being chased around by this thing. It wouldn't even give you a bruise. I mean, it might hurt a bit if it got you in the eye. But it's not like it does paintball. You know, paintballs, they shoot really fast and they're really small and dense? I don't know, they're solid. Those can hurt. Those can really bruise you. But these can't. So they're just like, ah! Like they're gonna get dead. They're gonna die because of these. And the whole time that Mr. Boogedy is fighting with them, he's going, Boogedy! Boogedy boo! Boogedy! He doesn't say anything else other than Boogedy until his final demise. And then he says, like, dang you, or whatever. And yeah, that basically is the end of Mr. Boogedy, the movie. I don't even know what to say. It was not really that interesting to me. As much as I'm laughing at a bunch of it, there's just so many slow parts in the middle that just don't do anything for me. Not really that engaging. It's not bad enough that it's so bad it's good. And it's definitely not good. Maybe you like it better. It's only 45 minutes. It's on Disney Plus, so if you have that, yay, go knock yourself out. But it's definitely not an interesting thing for me, so yay. But anyway, let me know if you watched this before and your thoughts, that kind of thing. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you again in another video. Bye.